and welcome back. See what I did there? The peasants are running out to start building the mines like I asked them to. So far it doesn't seem like he's up to the 18th century. My opponent Tony, I'm playing multiplayer right now, but he's also not using a lot of the mines, so of course he will not get that much of an economy, but he has done an exemplary? Basically a really good job with his scouting, because he has placed out units all over the southwestern part of the map. However, he hasn't constructed a wall yet, but he is still just pushing out troops all over the place. And I think that's a really good strategy for him. So he will really be, he will know when I'm coming, and he knows now because I actually killed one of his scouts right over here. Okay, we do have a bunch of idle peasants. That's because we got our second 18th century barracks locked and loaded. That's good, and I also always need more gold. I'm always in the market for gold. Need 11,800 stone to get the next 18th century barracks, and I will have that like now because it's gonna go so quickly. I have all the upgrades necessary for maximum stone excavation. Also, I will decrease the cost for my 18th century musketeers, so I won't get bankrupt for recruiting musketeers. Okay, all of the mines are built, and so far it doesn't seem like any of the mines are idle space-wise. So far he hasn't started moving at me yet, but it's good for me that he has so few pikemen and so many musketeers. Then that might actually be a good reason for me to transition into, I will still be doing a lot of dragoons obviously, but I will be doing hussars as well, because they are so fast and really good at taking on range units like musketeers, dragoons, etc. However, they aren't quite squishy, they die pretty easily. So I need some form of shield to block them, and then I have a bunch of pikemen, and that's good. So the pikemen will march together with the dragoons to be like the main battleship. I call the formations battleships because that's what I think of in my head. They will be the main battleship to take up the brunt of the attack from the musketeers and pikemen, and then the hussars will march right straight, maybe around. And here comes their large unit of troops. A lot of things will hang on, will depend on this first attack. A lot of things. So I will need to armored soldiers defense. I need that one, of course. Coastal weapons, rate of fire. Plus 30%, but this is a lot cheaper, so I'm gonna get that one because, like I said, a lot of my damage will come from ranged units. Buying another 17th century barrack, a lot of my damage will come from ranged units, so of course I need the rate of fire and firepower to be as high as possible. Okay. They've actually sent a musketeer up to the very western part, and also one guy down there, but I will be sending some hussars to deal with them and cut them down. So far they are trying to run around me. Can I stay ahead of them? I don't know guys, I don't know. However, I did just get another 17th century barracks, so we'll be getting out a lot more pikemen, and that's good, of course. Okay, they are still ahead. He must be so frustrated with me right now because he has no hussars, so he can't run me down. And it seems quite in the open right here. But I must applaud his tactics of mixing the troops ranged and melee. Of course, that's the strategy that I'm going with as well. And I got another 18th century barrack, so I'll be constructing musketeers out of that one as well. So far, 3 18th century barracks, that's good, and I won't be producing any, I won't be recruiting any peasants out of this one because I am already, I already have a lot of peasants. So I will rather be focusing on my units right now. Let's see, the cost 32,000, let's see. Yeah, I just need more guys on stone, basically. Wood is going okay. I will actually move some of them onto stone right up here. And then we have a lot of open positions over there as well. So I'll take some of these guys, move them to this stone line. And oh my god, their army is gonna be a lot of fun to play against. But I will also be placing out my priests. I don't know if this is the most efficient way to do it. If you have any tips or tricks, please comment them down below. I very much appreciate it every time you take your time and energy to write a comment or like the videos or provide me with any tips at all, because I always like to improve my game and myself as a person, as a human individual. I always like improving. I will be placing the pikemen like a bit in front of the cavalry so that they will take up more of the attacks. And the musketeers I can place somewhere right here in the back a little bit. Let's see what kind of damage the hussars can do. Oh my god. One big error in his strategy is that he's not using formations for his troops. That's one big flaw in his plan. But I'm moving my army out right now because I need to face this one. Let's see if we have a good opportunity to create some kind of thumbnail. Beautiful. Got it. Down it. Okay, so I'm putting all of those guys in the same formation. The hussars, since they are fast cavalry, they won't be able to create any formations, obviously. But I'll still need to like blob them up. And now I can create another town hall, so that means that I will not be pop capped for yet another couple of minutes. That's good. And also if I lose a lot of peasants, then it will be good to have a lot of town halls as well. Look at that, they have so many troops. And I have a bunch of idle peasants that I want to use for something. Let's see. Up here we have a storehouse little wood patch. So I will be putting them onto wood. However, this trading hack doesn't really seem to work out the way I would have wanted it to. Am I doing anything wrong? In that case, please notify me. 32,000 gold, 23,000 stone. Okay, 80,000 wood. I think I'll be going for my next 18th century barrack instead. 32,000 gold. I mean, I'm almost there. Let's see if I can do it with these resources. Trading gold for coal. trading gold, stone, or coal for gold. Didn't really feel like I won any gold on that, or rather lost gold. So I will not be trying more of that strategy right there. Okay, now I can afford my next 18th century barrack, and so I shall construct it. I will not be sending any more peasants to this food field, or crop field, or whatever, not wood field. Okay, here they come. Wonder why they're trying to march around me. But I made sure that my hussars are ready up to the northern side, ready to overrun them if necessary. Let's see, there we have our hussars, and here they come. And all of you, that was not really the strategy I would have been going for. You can attack, and the other ones will just stand their ground. It's always important to have your ranged units hold your ground, because then they will be able to deal a lot more damage. And they will not be running around, but it's important for them to stand their ground, so they won't be pursuing and they won't be retreating either. I wonder if he actually is just gonna give up after this battle, because I crushed him in that confrontation. Now I just need to do the super fun part of reassembling my army. And also I will need to start making grenadiers, so that I can start destroying some stuff. Not enough dwellings. Never enough dwellings. That's a good sign though that I didn't lose. I didn't lose that many of my troops. That's good. However, I also think that I can stop making pikemen, at least for the time being. Because I have enough 18th century barracks to make like the bulk of my army consist of 18th century musketeers, which is a real luxury. See, sell stone for gold. I can create another stable, however, unfortunately, the stables won't provide any more population space. I will abort all of my peasant recruitment, because I don't need all those peasants. I need population space for my musketeers and my grenadiers. So I will actually start upgrading them as well, and start to reinforce my army with the troops that I lost. I think it's okay. I didn't lose that many troops. That's cool. That's cool. And I'll make sure that all of my stables are both recruiting hussars and dragoons. The musketeers. Okay, he's going with the musketeers and officers combination. That's not a bad combination. The officers are really good against cavalry, but my hussars went bananas on those bad boys. Oh. I really hope though that Tony is not a player who just gives up because it just seems a little bleak. Wow. His riders were really weak. They weren't able to kill. They were able to kill like 2 of my hussars. And it can't be that my hussars are too strong, because they're not that strong, man. They're not that strong. But I will take these peasants and build mines down here as well. Why not? Since he can't capture them and I need the resources, I will just capture, and not capture, but rather build on any piece of land that I find. And I didn't need to use all of the peasants. That's good. That's good. Also increasing my firing power, which will be really important. Imperative. We need this upgrade as well to provide more defense for my armored troops, so that the shield that the pikemen are supposed to create will be an efficient one. Look at this beautiful blob of troops. So pretty. So pretty. They'll just keep sending more units to the front as well. I wonder if he even upgrades his troops. It can't be that my troops are that strong, because they're really not that strong. Increasing my firing rate even more. Keep upgrading. So far it seems like it's going okay, ladies and gentlemen. It's going okay. Upgrade everything that I get my hands on that I'm able to upgrade. Okay, we're running out of food, so I'm selling a bunch of stone for a bunch of food. I need I mean, it's something that you look past quite easily, because you're so hungry for gold all the time that you kind of forget that food is the most necessary resource. Not necessarily for production of units, but upgrading them and sustaining them. And also sustain your entire civilization and economy, because without food it comes famine, and then your soldiers and population will start like dropping off like flies. And we don't want that, do we? These hussars will be riding down to protect the peasants while they are building the mines. And so far he hasn't started making any 18th century units. Are you in 18th century? Always important to maintain a respected level of communication, ladies and gentlemen, from Mr. Waffle Stomper, which is yours truly. And I mean, if I can't Prussia is super strong in 18th. Want me to wait a bit for you to reach it? Because Prussia is like the strongest civilization in the 18th century. I think they used to be. I don't know if they're still, but their 18th century musketeers are really strong. Really strong. Really strong. Oh my goodness. How was I able to capture mines? I didn't even know that I could. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I thought I disconnected the capturing possibilities, but obviously I didn't. But I will not be constructing any Prussian civilization, because I don't want. I really thought that I had deactivated the capture. That's a rookie move on my end. Okay, but now we have the mines constructed, so we have a lot of production going on the resource section. And now also that means that I need to start protecting my my mines. So I'll be sending some musketeers to them just to make sure they're protected. I press G to select the guard function, and then I'll left click on the unit or building that I want them to guard. So now I'm sending musketeers to all of my mines on the southern fields to guard them. So far it doesn't seem like he's even upgraded his officers. They are falling heavily to my hussars. And then all of my hussars died. That's unfortunate. He hasn't answered if he wanted me to wait for him to reach the 18th century. But I mean, should I? You won't be able to answer this in time, but I'm actually thinking about it. Or I'll just cut this game short, attack, and then destroy everything I get my hands on. No, I do not want you to. Why are you spreading up? I don't want you to spread up. Do I have too many units or something? So now all of my troops are in units, but still they become all spread out. Okay, god damn it, I'll have to reform them later on. Artillery range. I don't need any of the artillery upgrades. I always thought this was something related to firepower. But obviously, it's artillery range. And still, I do not have enough population space to create any more troops. But hopefully, some dwellings will take care of that. The construction companies must be so happy right now. Oh yeah, we just got an order for building like 100 houses. Awesome. And indeed it is awesome. Okay, these guys are maxed out right now, so their grenades should be doing a lot of damage. A lot. And also, I don't even know if this upgrade works, that I develop medical science so that I heal all live units. I don't know if that works. I've never seen anyone use it in multiplayer or anything. But you know, all these guys seem to be at full health, so that's good. Now I just need to... Okay, now I should be healing all live units. But so far I didn't see that any unit was below health. And I'm already max zoned out. Wow, these are a lot of units. And you can really hear, you can't hear it because you only have the music in the background, because I don't want to have any issues with copywriting of the Cossacks soundtrack. But every time a house is built, a dwelling is built, you can hear like a baby crying. So I hear that quite a lot right now, because the dwellings are being built in a rapid pace. Look at this battleship. Nothing's gonna be able to stand in its way. Beautiful. Okay, now I'll stop making musketeers and start making dragoons instead. I have a squad 120. I will keep these guys in reserves just in case these armies should break through. However, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, it might be because I have too many units, too many formations, that they start spreading out. Might be. But I mean, he's not into the 18th century yet, so he can't really see what's coming to him. I mean, guys, it's so important to get to the 18th century. I remember when I started playing the demo when I was just a little kid, I was like, why do you build the it was some building. I was like, why do you build the church? Why do you build the diplomatic center? I mean, you get all the units from the barracks, and the diplomatic center units are super weak. So I had no idea that it might be really important to get to the diplomatic center and the church or cathedral in order to get to the 18th century, in order to get even stronger units. So you might imagine that my military prowess playing the demo wasn't very impressive. Okay, here we go. Send all of it in, see if he will surrender or if he wants to keep on playing. But I will just march my entire army into his base and destroy them all. Because he hasn't answered if he wanted me to wait a bit for him to reach the 18th century and create a better army. I mean, when I selected the capturing settings, there was either default or not capturing peasants or not capturing peasants or town halls. So I selected no peasants and town halls, but maybe there is some other setting that will allow you to not capture mines or any of these buildings as well. In that case, I haven't found it, but I will look into it later. After I play this game, I will look into it to see what I missed. Victory! Press escape to close this message. 59 minutes and 5 seconds, 7 of pure joy. Thank you so much to Tony, even though he quit right now. But thank you so much to him for playing this game with me. I had a lot of fun. And if you have any tips or tricks that you want to throw in my direction, any critique, constructive criticism, if you please, then I would be very grateful to read it. So comment it down below. If you like the content, please like the video, and I will see you in the next one.